Alright, hello everybody. Much awaited first, NHL21 commentary here. I'm excited. So welcome everybody. Welcome Seltytending fans to the debut episode of Selty's NHL21 commentary. This comes at the end of the regular season. Well, almost at the end. We got a few more games to play, but it's pretty much all set. Every playoff series is actually set. There's a couple teams that are out of it that still have some games to play, but every series is set. So, I'll talk a little bit about that, but we're going to talk about a team that is out of the playoffs. We're talking about the Buffalo Sabres. All right, and the reason I'm going to start with the Sabres is because we have... let me actually pull up the playoff bracket so I don't talk out of my ass here. But I actually cover the Sabres for the Hockey Writers, as I'm sure I mentioned on my podcast before. Oh, Jesus, of course I'm not going to be able to pull up the NHL playoff bracket. Anyway, let's choose home, and let's choose a division opponent. Who gave us a hard time? No, you know what, let's do the other bottom feeder. Let's do the New Jersey Devils. We're going to play against them. Alright, so we're going to hop in as the Buffalo Sabres, and I'm going to be one of those guys. I'm going to go edit my lines and strategies and make sure that I can make sure that we have the right guys. So let's... Oh, God, see, Taylor Hall is still in there. My things aren't even updated. Oh, what is this? I got all these people unscratched. I don't want... You know what? Let's do ourselves a favor. Let's take out Taylor Hall, because I don't want him. I don't want him in there. Let's put Tage Thompson in. Let's replace the player. Let's do an up-to-date roster. All right, but we're going to talk about the Buffalo Sabres, a team that officially clinched last in the entire NHL. But we'll get to that. Let's also take out Lazar because he was part of that trade. Let's go scratch. Let's go middle stats. Let's put him in there. And I know this is tedious, all right, but I'm going to I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Oh, Eric Stahl too. Ah, Jesus. Is there anybody I could replace him with? Not really. Not really. Let's put Zemgus in there. Why not? You guys are like, why are you creating literally the worst team that you could create right now? Well, it's the Buffalo Sabres for you. So don't get too attached to any of these guys, because that will be the story of the season. Let's put you over here. Let's put you over here. No, let's keep you there. I'll put you in your 1T spot. Alright, we're going to go with this. Skinner, Eichel, Reinhart. God forbid you ever put those guys together. They might play well. Let's go Cousins, Middlestat, Olofsson. Let's go Reeder, Gergensons, the Latvian locomotive who did not get to play this season. Sad face. Thompson, Sheahan, Eakin, and Okposo. Now let's go to defense. We'll keep McCabe, Ristolainen, Dahlin, Montour, Miller, Jokiharju. Actually, we'll take out Montour because he was traded to the Florida Panthers. We'll put in good old Matterwin, the reliable Matterwin. Let's put Jokiharju up there. Alright, and then I assume we're going to have... I'm not going to start Carter Hutton. Let's go. Linus Ullmark. Okay. I'm all good. Alright, let's start. Alright. Once we load in, we'll start talking Buffalo Sabres. Let's take a look at some of these playoffs. We got Pittsburgh versus the Islanders. We got the Capitals versus the Bruins. The Hurricanes versus the Predators. The Panthers versus the Lightning. The Maple Leafs versus the Canadiens. Going to keep an eye on that one. Other North Division matchup is the Oilers versus the Winnipeg Jets. Let me just make sure I got some of my... what do I like? Close support, aggressive, strong side slant. Yeah, what do I like? Alright, I gotta make sure I like the play settings that I'm on. Oilers, Jets, Avalanche, Blues, Golden Knights, Wild. Alright, let's hop into it. Eichel, can you win the face-off? Oh, Jesus, no I can't. Of course, great start to this match. Alright, Rhino. Oh, no! Okay. Bristow, lay the body. Alright, so by the way, I actually just purchased NHL21. It actually wasn't on my list of purchasable games like last year or this year because I've been so sick and tired of the entire NHL series that I just kind of gave up on it. Oh, Jesus Christ. And I go offsides. Yeah, the game hasn't changed a bit, except the ticker moved down to the bottom of the screen. It used to be up in the top when it was the NBC, but I guess they anticipated NBC not being the rights holder to the TV anymore because now it's at the bottom. But anyway, so I've only played actually a handful of games of NHL 21, and actually the only like game mode that I've played is the NHL 3s. So this whole full game thing is fairly new to me, but it doesn't feel much different than NHL 20, and I will, doesn't surprise me in the very least, but that's just my observation so far from the gameplay. I'd say I'm an average player, so get used to watching this type of stuff. Ah, jeez, see, I let the guy get a break. Oh, okay. Alright, we're already down 1-0. I'm playing like the Buffalo Sabres, so it's fair, right? Yeah, Jesus Christ. And I just did the 4-minute, whatever, regular periods. But anyway, enough talk. Let's talk Buffalo Sabres. We got the Latvian locomotive out there. I think if he had played this season, first of all, maybe we wouldn't have signed Cody Eakin. Maybe we wouldn't have been forced to do that. Maybe Gergensons would have been better than Eakin. I really do believe he would have. And also Larson. If they had Johan Larson, if they had kept him, which Kevin Adams should have done, I think they would have been much better off. Actually, that log line, as they were calling it, the Larson, Okposo, and Gergensons line, was actually a really effective fourth line last year. It reminded me of like some of the more effective fourth lines in the NHL in recent memory, and then they forego that. They do not sign Larson. Maybe he didn't want to sign here, although I'm not sure. They choose not to sign some other players. What the hell was that pass? Bam! Okay. Come on. Force the face-off. There we go, Tage. You're useful for something. And so it used to be Larson, Okposo, and Gergensons, and of course Okposo was hurt most of this season, but when he wasn't, it was Eakin, Reeder, Okposo, or rather Reeder, Eakin, Okposo, or something like that. Anyway, Eakin was playing at center, and they were statistically the worst line in the entire NHL. Just think about that. The Buffalo Sabres had the worst line in the entire NHL on their club. Okay, now I attribute most of this to Cody Eakin. That guy, why did Kevin Adams sign him to a 2-year deal? Why do you sign that guy to more than 1 year, first of all? Second of all, you got to get rid of him, man. You got to say, hey, Seattle, expansion draft time, you got to take this guy, and we'll give you like a 4th-round pick with it because we cannot hang on to this guy. And you know what? What are draft picks to the Sabres anyways? Because they don't have a scouting staff, so who are they going to draft? Oh, I'm going to do this all game. I'm going to go offside all game. Jesus Christ. Skinner, Eichel, Reinhart. It breaks my heart that we're not going to see that anymore. Oh, did I mention that Eichel and Reinhart are most likely not going to be on the team next year? Yeah, I have some friends who are very, lifelong Buffalo Sabres fans, 20+ years, saying that they are considering, revoking their fanship if Eichel and Reinhart, oh Jesus Christ, if Eichel and Reinhart do not come back to the club. In other words, if they're traded. And I don't blame them. I've been following the Sabres loosely for 4 years. I've been covering them fully for a season. Actually, I've been covering them fully for almost a little over 2 seasons for a couple different outlets. But it's just depressing, man. It's so depressing. Oh, let's go. Oh, my God. You gotta be fucking... Jesus Christ. Jake McCabe, another guy who was not in the lineup for long. I mean, he got injured. It wasn't like it was his fault or anything. Come on, rip it, rip it. Nice wrist, though. That was nice. Clear over the net. I cannot give up the middle of the ice again. I cannot do that. That has led to both goals. Just a bad defensive judgment by me. Come on, get it. Oh, jeez. Is that an icing? Thank God. All right, Dylan Cousins. We'll get to him, but once we get a stoppage in play, I'll actually collect some thoughts, and so I'm not just rambling to you guys. But as you see, I'm down 2-0, so it shows, 1, I have not played this game a hell of a lot in the past year, and I know... Oh, come on. 2. Jesus Christ. Oh, let's go. I hate those automatic shots at center for ya. Oh, nice. I got the hit, and he still got the puck. It's okay. I got it back. All right, Darlene. Yeah, let's get it. Oh, back. Oh, my God. Can't get it back to him on the line. Okay. Bam! Lay the body. 6 seconds. 6 seconds. And what do I do with it? I squander it. I squander it. All right, here's our stoppage in play. So we're down 2-0 after the first. But let me revisit the Buffalo Sabres season that was. And by the way, if you want to relive it and review it in full detail, full gruesome detail, you can do that piece on thehockeywriters.com called Reviewing and Reliving the Sabres' Tough 2020-21 Season. So take my hand, come with me, and you'll see a world of pure disappointment. And if you want to do that, go ahead and check that out. 56 game shortened season. The Buffalo Sabres had it made. They had landed Taylor Hall. They landed Eric Stahl. I only had 4 shots in that period. I fucking blow, man. I am so sorry you have to watch me. Let's hop into the second here. The Sabres posted a 15-34-7 record for 37 points. They only scored 138 goals and they let up 199. That is a minus 61 goal differential, and I don't have time to look at the entire NHL standings, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was one of the worst, if not the worst, goal differential in the league. In fact, I think that's about half of what the Red Wings had last year in a full season, so it's not quite as bad a pace as that historically bad goal differential. Spin move. Oh, God. I can't. Come on. Get the puck. Get the puck. Get the puck. Oh, we're in the net. We're in the net. 1T. 1T. Oh, my God. Okay. But, oh, my. I just shot on my own goalie. That is a Risto thing to do, though, I feel like. Oh, he's going to get it now. Let's go, Eichel. Let's go. Oh, come on. Oh, my God. I suck at this game. I'm so sorry. So sorry you have to watch this. Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, the Sabres clinched dead last in the entire NHL. Like, I want to say, like, 2 weeks, close to 2 weeks before the regular season was even over. So that shows you just how bad they were this season. Like, it was pretty much set. Why am I offside all the time? It was pretty much set that they were going to be that way. But, and look, for the late push in the second half of the season after Ralph Kruger was fired. We'll get to Kruger, by the way, but after Ralph Kruger was fired, they played much better. Admittedly, they did. They were a much better hockey team without Ralph Kruger there. But you look at the stats, man. They only won 8 games after he was gone. They won 6 games with him, and they only won, alright, let me do that math correctly. 9 games. They only won 9 games without Ralph Kruger. And, you know, they were much better, and even in games that they lost, they just seemed closer, and they seemed like a better hockey team. But, I got a penalty? Ah, get out of here. I don't even want to see what it's for. I don't watch the damn replays. But they only won 9 games. And that's not to say that Don Granato didn't do some great things with this group, but I really don't think he's the coach moving forward. But despite that push, man, I think I was looking at it through rose-colored glasses, or, you know, royal blue-colored glass, you could say, because they didn't finish out quite strong. They kind of hit a wall after, you know, they kind of played .500 hockey for the middle of Granato's tenure towards the end of the season, but then they finished out 3-7. And, you know, a lot of that came because, they played the Boston Bruins 4 or 5 times in their last 12 games. But, you know, it's more than that. It was, this team was not a competing roster. And, of course, yeah, you can say, oh, they didn't have Ullmark, they didn't have Eichel, they didn't have whoever. But guess what? You might have to get used to that. And are you ready to lose like that? Oh, let's go, McCabe. Let's go, Eakin, my least favorite player in the NHL. Let's go. Okay. Matt Irwin, 3-on-1. What can you do? Oh, he breaks it up. He breaks it up. Oh, and now he's on a rush. He might go all the way. No, he won't. Oh, he might. He might. Shoot. Oh, my God. That was miraculous work. Shoot. Oh, my God. I can't play this game, man. I can't. I got to score at least 1 goal for you guys here, huh? I cannot get shut out in my first debut of the end commentary. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Same mistake. Every single... Oh, that's a penalty shot. That's a penalty shot. Alright, let's talk about some skaters here. Sam Reinhart led the Sabres in a bunch of metrics. He led them in goal points. He might have led them in power play points as well with 16. Alright, am I going down 3-0? I'm not! Thank you, Linus! Thank you, Linus! Oh, where were you during the season? Why did you have to get injured twice? For a month at a time, each time. Why did you have to leave us with Dustin Tokarski and Michael Hauser? Although they were both great stories. Those are two positive stories from this season. I'll just cover those. Michael Hauser and Dustin Tokarski. Tokarski won, he was a good story. He had a hot week. He was the NHL's first star of the week, and he won his first game after the passing of his father in the NHL in many years. And then Michael Hauser, he made his NHL debut, and he actually won back-to-back games in his two NHL starts. And that's a notable story because he was who, by all means, should not have been with a birth defect, and he had to have multiple surgeries at a very young age. And he's in wins under his belt as an NHL goaltender. So by all means, that is an awesome story. But let's look at the points leaders here. 5. It's laughable. Sam Reinhart, 25 goals, 15 assists for 40 points. That is 8 more points than the next highest scorer, who is Victor Olofsson, 13 goals, 19 assists, 32 points. And then number 3 on the... Rip it! And then... Fucking shoot! And then number 3... Oh yeah, baby. Rip it. And then number 3... I gotta stop shooting these these sharp angle shots. I gotta shoot high profile, high scoring chance opportunities. I gotta stop with this. Victor Olofsson, so yeah, 32 points. 8 points higher than him was Reinhart. And then after that, huge drop off. It is a 9-point drop-off for the third leading scorer, who only has 23 points, who is Rasmus Dahlin. So your third highest scorer is a defenseman. Now, that's not a bad thing on a complete team where you have like an Erik Karlsson in his prime, or a Brent Burns in his prime, or a player like that. Even like nowadays, Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, those guys, Adam Fox now are scoring at amazing clips. But on a Sabres team, it's just a testament to how little depth they have. As we wind down the period here, I can actually get some thoughts together again. So Rasmus Dahlin had 5 goals, 18 assists, minus 36. That actually might be the worst in the league. He might have won the Green Masters jacket for that. So I'm still down 2-0, so that was a scoreless period. So let's say I won that period. Shot them by a lot. Give myself a pat on the back, as we do nowadays. Casey Middlestat was 4th in scoring, 1 point behind Dahlin, 10 goals, 12 assists. He was a minus 10 as well. Every player on the Sabres was a minus pretty much. Rasmus Ristolainen, 4 goals, 14 assists, 18 points. That's one of his worst career years offensively. So, that is what it is. He also, I think his whole season was derailed because of COVID. Jack Eichel. Okay, he only played 21 games. He played about roughly just over a third of the Sabres games, and he was 6th in scoring with 18 points. So you can say the rest of this roster was just ghosts. They were nowhere to be seen. Okay? This team was nowhere to be seen outside of their big guys. And you're going down that list and you're saying we could be without 3 of our top 6 scorers next season in Eichel, Reinhart, and Ristolainen. Ristolainen, people haven't even been talking about his exit interview, how he's talked about how he's open to being traded, and he's said that for almost 3 seasons now. This is something I've talked show Sabres Scoop, presented by the Hockey Writers. I actually talked about it a lot yesterday. Ristolainen has been begging to be traded pretty much, unless the team makes the playoffs. Like, that's a guy they got to part ways with. I'm just upset they waited so long because his trade value is definitely depreciated. Eichel's I think also has, and it doesn't help that there's this whole injury debate over, should he get surgery, should he not get surgery. Look at that nice little move. I'm not too bad at this game, eh? Rip it! Okay. And then there's the whole Reinhart thing. Now, Reinhart was a guy who kind of bided his time. here and really tried to just be quiet, put his head down and play. Never one for media altercations, really. And now he wants out, it looks like, unless they convince them that they can build a winning team next season. But isn't that what this season was about? You know? Rip it, damn it. Stop getting in the way of my shot. Playing like the real Buffalo Sabres out here, losing to the lowly New Jersey Devils. Darlene. Okay, let's take a pause here because I gotta make sure that the stream is still working. Yeah, whenever I use the thing, whenever I leave the thing, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so the Sabres only had 15 wins this year. Guess who had 9 of them? Linus Ullmark. Alright, so we're going to talk about goaltending now. Linus Ullmark is a guy who could have been traded at the deadline, but they held on to because they think a contract might work out. But I'm here at the agency, and he's on an expiring contract. They don't even have his rights. I think he's a UFA, if I'm not mistaken. They don't even have his rights. So that's a guy that you completely lost leverage with, and if he tests the free agent market, you're screwed. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, the young goaltending prospect, is not ready. He should not make his way into the NHL next season, even in a backup role. He's just not ready for it, I don't think. And so that's going to be really bad if you lose Ullmark, but he won 9 games. Out of the other 4 Sabres goalies, they only won 6 combined games. You know, Jonas Johansson didn't win a single game. I think Luukkonen won a couple. Hutton may have won 1. So if you don't, and the scary thing is, I'm thinking they might actually re-sign Hutton, and they'd be stupid to do so. But I'm telling you, it's a thing that the Sabres would do. Goal man, I think I've been playing pretty well since the first period. I'm sorry, this is gonna wind down, so I gotta get my final thoughts out there. Let's talk about Middlestat and Dylan Cousins. I think these 2 players are gonna be the you know, part of the core moving forward. I think they're going to be part of the solution, so I'm happy that Middlestat took that step forward. I'd like to see Cousins take a huge step next year in his sophomore season. You know, didn't have the most fantastic statistical season, but he really, you know, for his rookie year, but he really impressed a lot of people, I think, just with his heart, his grit, his willingness to fight and go to the dirty areas. I'm sounding like an old boy right here, saying all the cliches, but let's go snip. Yes! Was that? It was Kyle Okposo, and the Okposo line scores. Look at Sabretooth dancing. Look at him go. Oh my god. Isn't that beautiful? Look at him go. Jake McCabe and Casey Middlestat with the assist. And I was just talking about Mitts. Mitts to Skins, chef's kiss. Let's go. Alright. Anyway, let's return to the standings. The Sabres finished with 37 points. The next lowest team had 43, so they were 6 points worse than the next worst team, and they played like it. They went through an 18-game losing streak, a coach firing, star player, you know, trade rumor mill, and injury. They lost their starting goalie twice. They lost their backup goalie, their third goalie. One of their best goal scorers was buried on the 4th line going back to last season because of all the Ralph Kruger bullshit. Coaching change. This team went through a lot, okay? And they just tied the NHL record for most straight seasons without a playoff appearance with 10. They set a personal franchise record with the same marker, set a personal franchise record for most losses in a row, or, you know, longest winless streak, rather, technically speaking. I want some overtime, baby. I want to keep talking. But look, this team, they have a long way to go. I don't think they're a playoff team next season, especially if they trade Eichel and Reinhart. You'd hope the haul is good, but guess what? Let's go! Tie it with 20 whatever fucking seconds left, baby. Oh, Buffalo Sabres all the way. That guy wants it. He wants it. The KeyBank Center is electric right now. 45 seconds. Can we do it? Can we pull out the win here? I want overtime. I don't want a shootout, but I want some overtime. All right, let's take it back, Skins. Let's take it back. Let's see. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Dangle. Dangle. Okay. All right, baby. Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. Do not give them the light of day. Fucking having to turn the tool. Oh, shit. Okay. I don't even want that crap. I'm too scared right now. Zip! Bam! Oh, if that guy wasn't there, that's in. If that guy wasn't blocking that, that is in. All right, baby. We took this game. We took this game, and we ran with it. We said, what do we do when we're down? We're the Buffalo Sabres. We don't just fold in half like a folding table at a Buffalo Bills tailgate. We get back in there, and we go for it, man. 25 shots to 12. I should have won this game years ago. I am outplaying them. Time on attack. Hits. Not in passing quite. Face-offs 1. Penalty minutes, I'll take it. They're 0 for 1 on the power play. We're 100% on the kill. By all means, we should be winning this game. Look at that. They started out in the first period with 2 goals. We come back with 2 in the third. 4 shots from the captain, Jack Eichel. Oh boy, we are headed to overtime. And let's wrap up our thoughts here. The Buffalo Sabres are in a tough position. Kevin Adams has a lot of decisions to make. But guess what? They're projected to have the #1 overall pick, or I don't think they will fall lower than 2. So they have their choice of a generational right-shooting defenseman in Owen Power, who could pair nicely with Dahlin to help you have a dynamic defensive core in the years to come. Oh, why is Tage Thompson in the goddamn overtime? Or they could choose Matt Beniers, who is I don't know if he's good enough to play center in the NHL, kind of like you're looking at Middlestat Cousins might be better as wings. Matt Beniers might end up being that type of guy, but by all means, if you're projected to go 1st or 2nd overall, that tells me you're NHL ready, and I don't even know if he might need another year to develop in college. I don't know, but whoever you take out of those guys, let's say you pick at 1 or fall to 2, if you get Power or Beniers, they're not going to fix your problems, but they will certainly help alleviate them in the long term. And so that might be a good situation. Or if you're looking at trading the 1st overall pick, you say, you know what, we think we can get more for this 1st overall, than we, more value from that, from a trade than we do from actually picking at that slot. Maybe you do that. And especially if you're trading Eichel and Reinhart, I think you got to keep the pick. Fucking 4-on-3 overtime. I think you have to keep the pick, but if you're keeping those 2, I think you look at trading it. It really boils down to the Eichel-Reinhart situation, and to see those guys go would be a terrible, terrible loss, but in this business, like Sam Reinhart said, you have to reset sometimes. Why the hell is Cody Eakin and Matt Irwin out there? Why are there 2 defensemen? I hate EA Sports. I hate EA Sports. Oh God. Oh Jesus. How have they not scored it? Fucking dump it. Dump. Dump. Dump and chase. Dump and chase. No. Get back. Oh Jesus. Oh no. That's another one of 5-on-3. I might have just dug my own grave, boys. I really might have. But hopefully we can escape this. We got Casey. We got Yoki here. Oh my God. We got Risto. Okay, let's go, Casey. Dynamic player, Casey. Let's go, Risto. Clap. Oh, boys, we might be alive yet. We might be alive yet. Oh, overtime thriller here for my first video. But yeah, as we wrap up here, guys, let me know what you thought of the video. I know I ramble what I'm doing, so forgive me. I've never done this sort of video game commentary before. I know it's a little more challenging than it probably looks. But I've written about the Sabres all year, so if you are the Buffalo Sabres, that is sort of why I chose to cover them in the first video here. Okay, and we lose 3-2 in overtime on a tough one. We'll watch the replay here as I give you my parting thoughts. Really, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, so you don't miss another video like this. We'll make sure to ramp up the NHL21 commentary. I know that'll be one of the more entertaining videos here if you don't like sort of the talk show type stuff. So make sure to tune in. I'll be looking to cover a good amount of teams in the off season and in the playoffs. So we'll cover some playoff teams, we'll cover some non-playoff teams, and we'll just take one last look at the box score here. And make sure you're following along on YouTube for everything. Also, if you're on social media, which I'm sure you are, go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Seltytending. Go check out and make sure you like or follow so you never miss any of the posts, articles, podcast episodes, or Seltytending original episodes like this. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I wish I could have pulled out the win. I came pretty close, but Mackenzie Blackwood stood on his head there, and I got 2 penalties in overtime. So what are you going to do, right? Buffalo Sabres hockey. They just when you think you're out, they pull you back in, and then they, take a shit on you. And that's really the story of everything. So, thank you for tuning in, guys. Until next time, this has been the first episode of Selty's NHL21 commentary, a part of the Seltytending Originals series, and I will see you in the next video.